Hey everybody, I'm Crow. Welcome back to Dark Cloud. So somehow, even though I saved it twice to make sure it saved, it apparently didn't save over the save spot I saved it over. So this was the test file I was doing to get everything right, and we don't have the base lard. I do have a dagger +1 though. The base lard's like the lowest weapon in the game that you can get. It's the first one that's better than the dagger. There's lots of other weapons on this floor that could be better. Tone's surprised. The cat's surprised. Tone was surprised that the cat was surprised. Defender! Dasher. Yeah, they don't really look like they would defend much. Prickly, that's for fishing. Also, I noticed I didn't get to mention it last time, or didn't get to mention it, I went off on a tangent last time. The, magical crystal is what's basically the compass that I was talking about before. It's the map and the magical crystal, and those stay the same for every dungeon. Hey, speak of the magic crystal. And some more atlas. We got his barbell. Macho's house, and Macho, you always get first. That's one thing that's kind of telegraphed. So that house is still in the same spot. I don't know that we got all the trees and stuff, though. It seems we can actually upgrade it again already. It does minimal stuff because, you want to customize it? The only thing that we found in this file was a holy. Synth sphere spots are for putting, like, the synthesized weapons in there, where I told you they get 60% of the stats of that weapon. It has to be +5 to break it down into one of these little circle things, though. And these just give things holy attributes or whatever. I'm pretty sure you can only pick one attribute on the weapon to be used at any given point in time, though. You have to, like, equip it. Dagger has a wind element baseline. But if we put this in here and then leveled it up, it would permanently keep that holy attribute. Though I think it's only like 3. Either way, the ABS is like ability score or something, I don't know. That's what lets us upgrade it. So everything goes up by 1. Not very good scaling on the dagger. But it is the unbreakable weapon. I believe this is actually a temporary buff on the floor here. And I do believe there are temporary debuffs. Hey, we got bridge. Pumped with energy. Don't remember what... Hey, look, we already got the weapon back. Give me things. You got out of the dungeon. You guessed it was a... No, it wasn't locked. We got the best one. I am pretty sure that's like a 16, right? 15, and it's ice? Like, the base stats. Like, look, the durability is much lower. Much lower. But the damage is like one of the best ones in here, if not the best. At least highest base damage, and I typically considered highest base damage to be the best. My house acquired. Look, we one-shot him! We actually one-shot him. This is the second floor of the dungeon, and we haven't done any grinding. Oh, the grinding I'm going to do now. I forgot those chests could just be open sometimes. Macho. That's the older brother. Road. All I did was drink in between there, and a jet flew by. This one's just open too? It's invisible. It's invisible, but we got another one? Well, we have a backup one, or maybe we could just level this one up and then put it in this one? So now we're gonna do that slowly dying thing. And wait. See? That thing. It's cunning. Here, come over here and get one shot. These guys hit hard too if you actually let them hit you. There are fountains of different kinds in each one of the levels. The ones in the caves they all look like this. Each one has a different kind. But, while you're in it, your water is replenished naturally, and you're healed to full health. It doesn't cure status effects. See, that's the thing, though. Poison never goes away. If you don't have an antidote, you'll be poisoned for 10 days if you leave the game on that long. So this 2 damage we can now mitigate by just running into that pool. It'll at least give us more time. I mean, I could just use an antidote, and I'll probably end up just using an antidote, but I like to fight the system. It's another one of those minecarts. We don't have the key thing for it, though. We got a chimney. By the way, I also don't believe I mentioned, but the, Tone, why are you having problems? Mash the button a lot. The dungeons are randomly generated, though. So if we came back to this floor, it would have a completely different layout. And there's the map, so now that uncovered all the things that we already saw because it was in the absolute last room. And we didn't have to use an antidote. We got the pond. It's great for fishing. There were no more enemies or items on the level, so I just ran to the yellow thing on the map, which is the exit, threw the key in just like before, and went back to town so that I could get more resources so that we could immediately jump into another one. This one only has 6 Atla, so I don't know if that means it's a special level. Some just actually have less Atla. And there are other party members we're gonna get too. That's what always messed me up. I'm back! Exciting, eh? Don't give me that look, this is for your benefit. Now, here is the intermediate course. I won't repeat myself, so listen carefully. First is the lock-on. You already do this. Red frames show up. You can... Okay, so that's actually what it was. It's that button to switch. Don't forget to guard and stuff. Also, did you know about the attributes? There are 5 attributes. Fire, Ice, Thunder, Wind, and Holy. Many monsters are vulnerable to a specific attribute. To change a weapon's attribute, use that attribute in the customization, or the customize command, in the weapons menu to change it there. See, because you can only have one active. Of course, you cannot activate an attribute unless that weapon has points for that attribute. What do you think? Easy, huh? Don't want to fry your noodles, so that's enough for this time. Good luck to you, boy. See you soon. Surprise. Less surprise, though, actually. It was like contentment. I hope it's not annoying that I skip stuff, but like, if it's just something that's for me and I already know how to do it. Statues. Stuff gets serious now. Did you see that? Just to do that? Lost so much stamina. It hit super hard, but... These guys start eating durability, which is why we really need to unlock the shop so that we can buy tons of stuff. Tram oil. That's actually the stuff to go into the hidden part, isn't it? Yep. And the bone key for the door on the level. Dasher get wrecked. Aw, man. So much stone stuff now. I believe at this point we can start running into mimics now, too. So if you do something stupid, like use a charge attack on something that might completely annihilate your durability like I have been, then you can lose a lot. We lose like 7 a swing, so if I did that twice more, we would just lose the weapon forever. Which is one of the reasons I went back to get more powder. I didn't actually know stone things were going to show up this early. Still something to be wary of. We're reaching the danger zone. The bone rapiers have really low durability. But the damage... Okay, it takes 1 to 2 to swing that. We need to repair it again. But the next thing we kill, we'll be able to upgrade it. I wonder if that's only going to go up by 1 as well. With this one, we could probably put the holy thing in there just in case. This is probably going to be a primary weapon. Endurance +1. That's actually pretty good timing. So if we customize it, makes it harder to break weapon. Yeah, and this is, like, while it's equipped, it has the effect. It just becomes permanent when you upgrade it. I think later on you can put 2 or 3 things in here, though. Like, there's more white spots. There's only ever 1 synth spot. But now that that is attached, we can upgrade it. And as you can see, it gets thrown into the weapon, permanently improving it. The magic crystal. And I think the magic crystal will actually tell you whether or not a chest is an enemy. Another Sky Hunter. Or our first, technically, I guess. I like how, like, clumped all the stuff is to what, like, together. It feels pretty rewarding. We got Paige's house, or Peggy. I'm bad at names. I hear the sounds of glorious water. Wow, there's 2 fountains on this floor? That's, like, impossible to screw up. On the further levels, they become even more valuable. The weapon gets so low so fast. Thankfully, just hitting walls and stuff doesn't lower durability. I wonder if I could one-shot this guy with a high jump. That's satisfying. I feel like the reach is better than with a dagger, too. In Atla number 1. Windmill blades. I believe there's a regular windmill and a big giant windmill they mentioned before. Gaffer's buggy. Old Gaffer is the vendor, which we desperately need. Yep, I guess that did lead into something special, because there was less on this floor. Actually, I don't know, that might be completely unrelated, but if there's no Atla on a floor, that means one of 2 things. Either it's a special floor, typically a boss floor, or when we get multiple characters, it means that that person's going to be there, because there are floors that are like, you can only use this party member on the floor, which is what I was trying to say screwed me up, because especially when I was younger, I would put everything I had into one character and neglect everyone else. So anytime it was like, you only have to use this party member, I'm like, oh my god, they have their starter weapon. Surprise, it's skeletons. Haha, now you die. We've killed a bunch of those. Oh, we actually had to fight them. I'll swing in the wrong direction and still kill you. The Grand Skeleton. Tone, he's a tough one. You will have to duel him. A duel is a special form of combat known as a QuickTime event. Controller button markers will move from right to left. Press the right button when they line up with the light blue bar. Arrows, such as arrow, mean press in that direction. The closer the button is to the mark in the center of the blue bar when you press it, it will be better for your rating. When the duel starts, you will be given an indication of it with this mark. Be aware of it. That is basically the QuickTime event mark, but it's called dueling in this game. This game was actually a 2000, not a 2001. It was like December of 2000. Here it begins. Stay focused. Cool! I like that it says cool. I know QuickTime events are typically hated on, but I don't know. Undead Buster. And the way out. It's nice of them to just introduce it like a little tutorial thing, because, like, I mean, all I can do is that or the charge attack where I jump up and I'm laying down on them. And while I like both of those for certain kind of boss events or special enemies or things, I could see why they would want to have, like, fancy combat movie stuff. I like that we can see the character development. Tone isn't surprised when he sees the Fairy King anymore, because he's gotten pretty used to seeing him. I don't believe we actually see the Fairy King after the first area, though, so you don't have to worry about that. How's it going? Got the hang of it yet? The floors beneath this one are even tougher. Now to the advanced course, to give you a fair chance against the meaner enemies down below. Are you using your charge attack when you fight enemies? When you hold the button down and your body flashes and you release it, you jump into the air and you hit things. I've been doing that already. So how are your weapons growing? If you don't start upgrading them now, you can get into trouble later. Before you upgrade it, it's a good idea to put attachments on it, because when you put attachments on it, they permanently upgrade the weapon. Whenever you get to +5, you can status break it, which turns it into a sphere, which you can stick into other weapons. Whenever you upgrade them, they become permanent. However, the attributes received may be less than that of the weapon before being made into a synth sphere, because you only get 60% instead of 100%, because that would be kind of broken. If the new weapon's weapon is higher, then you can make a much more powerful weapon. Pretty cool, huh? That's it for today. Take care of yourself. I mean, for someone who doesn't know what they're doing, and I relatively don't, but I still remember at least enough to know how to do that. It's pretty useful tutorials. Wait, stay there, bet. I must get this. For reasons of loot. Supplies are good. No! The timing! You can't just mash A and win this game. I still try, though. I have to do something about the poison. We aren't poisoned anymore. It's always neat to see them so clumped together. Consecutive rewards. We got a lamp. Camera's a little iffy. A sign. Okay, so some of them aren't the most exciting, but we got Renee. That's a person. Phone key. The only thing in that, I don't remember if I mentioned, the only thing in the top room was a dasher. And it didn't even drop anything, so... Magical power +1. Going to be honest, I don't remember what magical power was for. Funds decreased a little, it cursed us. It seems like the charge attack is the best way to go. It looks like they can't hit us while we're using it. It uses 2 durability. 3, I guess. 2 to 3? Regardless of whether or not it hits, though. It does not appear you can cancel. Wow, he walks funny. Let me see, though. Bomb knots. That worked. I found those when I was doing testing stuff. Got another piece of bread. You're getting lots. The food looks great in this game. There's bananas and cheese and stuff later. It's amazing. Ladder. I think it's time for a grand explosion. Don't disappoint me. Okay, so it does the 25, but it does it multiple times. It probably died before it got to do all the hits, too. It looked like only 2 got through, but I imagine it was at least 3. You got the map. We have to switch weapons. I killed the statue dog thing, and the durability just... Ugh. We're so close to leveling it up. I feel the need to grind it. But I will resist. Yeah, we've been having problems for a while, too. Much in the thirst department. I could drink the water, but... Actually, you know what? There's no reason for me to not drink the water. You drank that whole thing so fast. We got the magical crystal, now we'll know all about the things that we missed. I actually did miss an enemy down there? Throbbing cherry. I'm pretty sure that you can throw these. Yeah, it allows time to be stopped or advanced. Like, if something slows you down, I think you can eat this. Otherwise, I think you can throw it at things. It's a sandwich! Oh, and our clear speed is going to be getting much faster. There's an item that we need to get. It's actually a common item, and I believe it's sold in stores once we get the old gaffer. But Dran, the mystical beast who this cave belongs to, his feathers speed you up. So basically that's how you sprint. Like, this isn't full speed. You can go like twice as fast as this. Burn a hole in the universe. Anywho, I think there's like 10 to 15 levels per thing. There might be more than that, I don't remember. But I think we've made some pretty hefty progress getting through 4 floors. So I'm going to see how long this is, and we're gonna stop here. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you liked it. Later, everybody.